High above Earth's windy skies, slowly rotating through the silent voids of space, is the Arthur C. Clarke Astronomical Observatory, Starlab. Here, the International Space Authority, ISA, watches over an eternity of uncharted galaxies and the countless planets orbiting within their starlit borders. 5 kilometers beyond Starlab, the Earth shuttle Electra moves into a docking orbit with a giant space station. Aboard the shuttle, Dr. Richard Nicholson, a molecular biologist whose research in the field of alien spore mutation has just earned him the Brandenburg Prize, the most impressive award the scientific community of Earth can give. Aboard Starlab, Dr. Nicholson's wife, Anne, awaits the arrival of the Electra. Here, the shuttle will refuel, then take them both back to Earth for the award ceremony at the International Achievement Pavilion, located in the center of New Vienna. It is April 28th, 2026, a day no one on Starlab will ever forget, as this week's adventure, the Resurrectionists of Leith, removes us from the ordinary and takes us into the mysterious light and shadow of alien worlds.
Starlab Control, this is the Electra on docking vector approach 558 ETA 3 minutes, 10 seconds. Over.
Roger, Electra. You're cleared for entry into Shuttle Bay 5. The doors are open and the refueling crew is standing by.
Roger, Starlab. And send a systems technician down after we dock. I've been having a little trouble with the NO3 feeder line, the number 4 retro thruster. Nothing serious, but it wouldn't hurt to check it out.
Will do, Electra.
Well, hi, Jerry. How's it going?
Oh, hi, Mara. This is Nicholson.
Hi. Is that my husband's shuttle on the screen?
It sure is. He'll be docking in less than 2 minutes.
Oh, gee, I don't know if I can wait 2 minutes.
Oh, Ann, he's only been gone 2 weeks.
I know. That's why I can't wait 2 minutes.
Oh, I see. Jerry?
Right. Electra, could we please have Dr. Nicholson on screen 12?
Roger, Starlab. Hello, Ann.
Oh, welcome back. You look terrific.
Oh, you look pretty terrific yourself.
How does it feel to be so famous?
Not the same as when I wasn't.
I don't believe you.
Neither do I. It feels fantastic. Oh, you should have seen the looks on their faces when I...
Richard? My God, what's happening?
Starlab, we have a feeder line blown. NO3 level is subcritical rate.
Seal off the flight deck. Initiate emergency venting procedures. The escape pod. Get to the escape pod. Electra, can you hear me?
It's too late.
Starlab Control to Stargazer 1. This is an emergency rescue alert. Dispatch paramedic ships to triangulator coordinates 558. Repeat, this is an emergency rescue alert.
Board the Leith on this bit. Could you describe what you're looking at over we see it.
Dr. Cassidy?
Come in, Carl.
You look exhausted.
It's been a long day. A long day.
I just can't believe he's gone. He always took so much time with us at the academy, always making sure we understood things. There were times when I was ready to quit, and I would have if he hadn't talked me out of it.
I know. He was understanding with all of us. Is that the accident report?
Yes, I just finished it.
NO3 suffocation. It's so stupid. I'm going to find out why the Electra's retro thrusters weren't converted to a non-toxic fuel if it's the last thing I do. The Ithaca was converted. The Corinthia was converted. Oh, why wasn't the Electra good?
I'm sorry, Mora.
Mara, Commissioner White is coming through.
Have the message recorded, Jerry. Mora will have to...
No. That's all right, Carl. I'll be there in a minute, Jerry.
Come on. I'll walk up to communications with you.
Thanks, Carl.
Yes, Commissioner, that's all been taken care of. Here's Dr. Cassidy now.
Hello, Commissioner.
Hello, Laura.
Are you coming up to Star Lab?
I'll be up there tomorrow. I just wanted to let you know that the ISA Council has ordered an honorary internment for Richard on Leith. Supervisor Toddmaster has already been notified, and one of his mortuary ships will be there tomorrow afternoon.
Toddmaster? Simon Toddmaster?
I thought you knew. He's been Leith's supervisor for nearly 2 years now.
How did a man like that ever end up on a satellite for the dead?
Meanwhile, preparations are underway to transfer the body of Dr. Nicholson to Leith, an artificial burial satellite 1,000 kilometers in diameter, created for the internment of Earth's honored dead.
The casket's just arrived, Master.
Good, Berkey. Very good. Let's get on with it.
Leith's supervisor, Simon Toddmaster, a man from Mara Cassidy's past, a master of the dead to whom no undertaking is insignificant.
Number 6, Professor Joseph Digby Allen. Number 7, General Arnold Boom Boom Bernstein. Number 8, Prime Minister Ichiro Suzuki. My, what expensive caskets. Is this the entire manifest, Berkey?
All except this one, Master.
Oh, it's an interesting casket. Who's inside?
Richard M. Nixon.
Well, I thought he'd never pass on.
Neither did anyone else.
And did he leave any incriminating documents?
Only an 18-minute last will and testament tape.
What was on it?
We'll never know, Master. There's nothing on it.
I'm not at all surprised. Well, come on, Berkey. We have work to do.
That is an affirmative, Master.
A simple yes will do, Berkey. If you knew how I loathed affirmative, you'd be quaking in your boots. Or whatever it is you call those things on your feet.
My apologies, Master.
Accepted. Now, you mentioned an ISA communique.
It's on the teleprinter in the control room.
Shall we?
After you, Master. Here it is, Master.
Well, what does it say?
We've been ordered to Star Lab to pick up the body of Dr. Richard Nicholson.
So, Dr. Nicholson has finally shuffled off his mortal coil. Cause of death?
An accident. NO3 suffocation.
How utterly fitting that the man who used to give me so much gas should succumb to a lethal dose himself.
I don't understand.
Now, poor Richard and I worked together on Star Lab once upon a time as fellow science officers. We were Professor Cassidy's golden-haired boys.
Oh, you mean you used to have yellow protein filaments growing on that shiny dome of yours?
Golden-haired boys is just a figure of speech, Berkey. Now, where was I? Oh, yes, well, I got into some trouble while I was stationed on Star Lab. Nothing serious, just a little glowstone smuggling, but they railroaded me into prison anyway. I'd still be there if Leith hadn't suddenly required a man of my unique talents.
From prison to Leith? What's the difference, Master?
Yes, indeed. Volunteering for this post was sheer inspiration. Berkey, Professor Cassidy had a daughter, Maura. Find out if she's still on Star Lab. And find out if Ann Nicholson is there, too. She could be very useful to us, considering how closely she and her husband worked together.
As you wish, Master.
Ratchet?
Master?
Berkey and I are going to Star Lab. Prepare the Orcus Omega.
Yes, Master. By the way, Mrs. Thorndancer is waiting to see you.
Well, send her in, Ratchet.
My dear Mr. Toddmaster,
My dear Mrs. Thorndancer.
I just couldn't leave without thanking you for everything. 24 hours with my husband, alive and happy, reliving the best times we ever had. Oh, Mr. Toddmaster, it was wonderful.
Well, I'm delighted that you're delighted. But remember, this is our little secret.
Oh, Don't worry, I won't breathe a word to a living soul. Goodbye, Mr. Toddmaster.
Oh, it's never really goodbye, Mrs. Thorndancer. Only au revoir. Ratchet, what's the progress on the Thorndancer experiment?
She relived a period with Professor Thorndancer during which he was deeply involved with mind weapon research. Some of his workable hypotheses were so dangerous, he never revealed them to his colleagues, but he did confide them to his wife, and she talked her head off about them. The professor's replicant functioned so well that it had her discussing mind weapon theory within 5 minutes. The data is in the Omni extrapolator now.
Good work, Ratchet. Stay tuned. Ah, Berkey, what did you find out about Maura Cassidy?
She's now Star Lab's research director. Ann Nicholson is there, too.
Well.
Are you feeling all right, Master?
I'm feeling very well, Berkey. Thank you.
The Orcus Omega awaits you, Master.
Thank you, Ratchet. Come along, Berkey. We mustn't keep the dead waiting.
Leithy's sinister supervisor and his assistant Berkey descend to the mortuary satellite's launch bay and board the sleek cobalt blue funeral ship Orcus Omega. Orcus, the ancient Roman name for Pluto, the god of Hades, and Omega, the Greek symbol for the end, the final singularity. Meanwhile, on Starlab, Ann Nicholson has just been told about the ISA decree to have her husband honorarily interred on Lethe.
I can't help the way I feel, Maura. I am not going to Lethe, and that's all there is to it.
Well, you still haven't told me why you won't go.
It's grotesque. Taking him away from me like this and hiding him in a place where I'll never see him again. Couldn't he be put in cryosuspension, Maura? Have you asked the council about that? Maybe there's still a chance that Richard could be brought back to me someday.
And you know it's too late for that.
All right. Then you take him to Lethe, Maura. You salute all those stupid flags and smell all those dying flowers. And, yes, listen to people who never knew him lie about what a good friend he was.
There won't be any flags, Anne, or any flowers or speeches or anything like that. It's a private ceremony between you and Richard.
Oh, I'm tired, Maura. Will you please leave me alone?
All right. I'll be on the control bridge if you need me.
Roger, Orcus Omega. Your TV coordinates are 068 at 204. And you're clear for entry into Level C Docking Bay 19er.
Thank you, Starlab. Orcus Omega, out. How long will we be on Starlab, Master?
Just long enough for you to load the late Dr. Nicholson and for me to have a few words with my past.
Ah, Starlab. I'm looking forward to seeing what goes on inside.
Well, I'm sorry, Berkey, but I'm afraid you'll have to stay aboard the ship.
Not again.
Berkey, how often do I have to remind you that you are an image infusion android, an illusion? That you only have substance when the light is right, that you'll vanish if the light should change. I'm sorry, but if someone sees you one minute and then doesn't see you the next, they'll know that I'm in control of an illegal procedure. You don't want me sent back to prison, do you? Berkey?
Oh, don't rush me, Master. I'm thinking.
The Orcus Omega maneuvers into a docking orbit with Starlab. On board, Leith's tall, black-cloaked supervisor, Simon Toddmaster, and his assistant, Berkey. A former assistant to Maura Cassidy's father, Toddmaster is no stranger to Starlab.
Hello, Maura. It's wonderful to see you.
Simon, you're the last person I ever expected to see on Starlab. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that personally. Well, you know what I mean.
It's all right, Maura. I understand.
Are those flowers for me?
The roses are here.
Thank you, Simon. Who are the other ones for?
Mrs. Nicholson. We always give a bouquet of twilight blossoms to the widow.
Well, I doubt if you'll have a chance to present them. Anne doesn't want to go to Leith.
I see. Well, perhaps if I spoke to her, I do have a way of making people understand the importance of being present at the final interment.
Well, if you think your talking to her will do any good, I'll take you to her quarters.
Mara, is Mr. Toddmaster there?
Yes, he is.
Dr. Nicholson's body has been taken aboard the Orcus Omega, Mr. Toddmaster.
Thank you. Oh, would you mind telling my assistant that I'll be there in a few minutes?
Will do.
And now, Mara, if you will show me to Mrs. Nicholson's quarters.
Yes, Mr. Toddmaster. The flowers are beautiful. What did you call them again? Twilight blossoms?
That's right, Anne. Twilight blossoms.
You know, when you first came in, I thought they were ugly. But there's something about their fragrance now that makes them seem so alive.
Anne.
Yes.
Would you like to see Richard again? Alive?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, I want to see Richard. I want to hold him and touch him and talk to him.
Then come with me to Leith and have Richard back again.
Oh, Richard, back again. Yes. Take my hand, Mr. Toddmaster. Lead me.
We've just got confirmation on it, Mara. Toddmaster's in control of image infusion, and he's using it to create the illusion of bringing the dead back to life.
The dead? But why?
So he can extract classified military and scientific information from those who were at one time associated with the men and women now interred on Leith. In some cases, it's a husband and wife would work together. In other cases, colleagues or fellow officers.
I still don't understand, Commissioner. What exactly does he do?
Well, he creates an image infusion replicate of the man or woman whose secrets he wants. Then he invites the husband or wife or former colleague to Leith, drugs them, and puts them in the room with the replicate. The illusion is so perfect and the drug so effective that the people actually believe they're face-to-face with someone they once knew and loved.
And the replicate is programmed to ask questions designed to make people reveal what Toddmaster wants to know. It's insane. Commissioner, he's with Anne right now.
Get on the intercom and tell her to stay put. I'll stand by.
Anne! Anne, it's Mara.
Hello, Mara. I'm feeling much better, thank you.
Oh, thank heavens that you're still in.
You were right about Mr. Toddmaster. He's persuaded me to go to Leith after all.
Anne, listen to me.
And since I'll be back in a few days and didn't really feel like seeing anyone, Mr. Toddmaster suggested I leave this recording.
Recording? Jerry!
Yes, Mara.
Shut the doors on the Orcus Omega's launch bay.
Mara, the Orcus Omega took off 3 minutes ago.
Oh, God, no. Was Anne Nicholson aboard?
Yes, she was. Mara, what's wrong?
Jerry, what's the Delta One's ETA?
14 minutes, 50 seconds.
Contact them right now. Give them the flight plan of the Orcus Omega and tell them to intercept it.
Right.
I was too late, Commissioner. They're gone.
Gone? Damn. Is there anything you can do?
Delta One is 14 minutes out. I've ordered John and Buddy to divert it and try to intercept the Orcus Omega.
Stay with it, Mara. I'm coming up in a priority shuttle.
I'll do my best, Commissioner.
Mara, I just talked to Buddy and John. They can't do it. Delta One doesn't have enough fuel.
All right. Contact the Stargazer security station. Tell them to scramble a pursuit cruiser. And find out who the pilot is. I want to talk to him.
Mrs. Nicholson is asleep, Master.
To sleep. Perchance to dream, eh, Berkey?
Dream? What's a dream, Master?
An expedition to the interior of the subconscious. Something humans do when they sleep.
What's the subconscious, Master?
A place where secrets live. In Mrs. Thorndance's case, thought weapon secrets. In Anne's case, bacteriological warfare secrets. disease weapons based on Richard's alien spore mutation research. Weapons so terrible, he hid the data tapes for them, and only Anne knows where they are. Amazing, isn't it, Berkey? The way a Twilight Blossom trance can bring out the best possible secrets about the worst possible things.
Did she tell you where the tapes are?
Not yet, but she will when her dead husband rises from the grave and takes her in his arms again.
Oh.
In times past, there were legends and myths that told how the dead became the undead and walked the regions of night, passing ancient moonlit walls and mirrors, casting neither shadow nor reflection. But because dreams of resurrection are ageless and the powers of darkness infinite, the demon sorcerer of the past has reappeared as the Simon Toddmaster of the future. Simon Toddmaster, the resurrectionist of Leith, a man walking the regions of night beneath the cold, moonlit skies of alien worlds. Alien Worlds continues.
Hi, Maura. Hi, how you doing?
Oh, am I glad to see you too.
What's been going on around here? Everyone looks so depressed.
Well, losing Richard like that is part of it.
Well, what's the other part?
Anne's been kidnapped.
Kidnapped? What? By who?
It's a long story. Do you remember Simon Toddmaster?
Hoping to formulate a plan to rescue Anne Nicholson from the spell of Simon Toddmaster's death dreams, and in the process put an end to Toddmaster's illegal use of image infusion, ISA Commissioner White arrives on Starlab to confer with Maura, John, and Buddy.
How did you manage to find out what Toddmaster was doing, Commissioner?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that myself.
It was purely accidental. You remember Benjamin Thorndancer?
The thought weapon theorist. Didn't he die last year during an Omega Wave feedback experiment?
Yes, and he was interred on Leith. Well, his wife went up there 3 days ago to visit the crypt. On her way back, she had a serious heart attack. Luckily, there was a physician on board the same shuttle, and he managed to keep her alive until they could reach an ISA hospital ship.
Did she pull through?
Yes, but they had to perform emergency bypass surgery. She came out of the anesthesia raving about Toddmaster and how he'd brought her husband back to life. So the next day, we sent up an ISA interrogation specialist to talk to her. She told him everything.
What did she say actually happened?
Well, when she arrived on Leith, Toddmaster presented her with a bouquet of flowers. Twilight blossoms, she said he called them. One minute she was smelling them, and the next she was in some kind of a arena talking to her husband. And, well, you know the rest.
Well, what does Anne have that this crypt keeper wants?
Richard had made a major breakthrough in the use of alien spore mutations for bacteriological warfare. And Anne is the only one who knows where the data tapes are.
Huh. If that mausoleum maniac gets his hands on those tapes, well, he could put us all 6 feet under.
Maura? Commissioner White?
What is it, Jerry?
I've got a transmission coming in from Leith. It's Anne Nicholson.
Anne? Well, patch her through, Jerry.
Hello, Maura?
Anne, are you all right?
Of course I am. Why shouldn't I be?
Is Simon there with you?
Yes, he's right here. He's been wonderful. I don't think I've ever met such a kind and sympathetic man. Maura, I want you to come up to Leith. Simon said he didn't get a chance to spend very much time with you on Starlab. He thought it would be nice if we could all have dinner together before I leave. How does that sound?
Why, that sounds wonderful, Anne. When?
Tomorrow night. Just the 3 of us, okay?
All right, Anne. Just the 3 of us. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Just the 3 of us, huh? John, Buddy, what do you say we make it dinner for 5?
Well, I hope it's not formal. My electric tie and tails are still at the cleaners.
You realize he's setting a trap.
I know, but he doesn't know that I know. And if we're careful, we just might be able to get Anne away from that lunatic before something happens to her.
Old wine, sweet music, candlelight, delicious food. good friends. It will certainly be an evening to remember, won't it, Anne?
Yes, it certainly will, Master.
18 hours later, Delta One blasts off from Starlab and streaks toward Leithy. Mora, alone at the controls, John and Buddy hidden in a portside storage locker, which has been lined with scanner shielding, a precaution taken before blastoff to prevent Toddmaster from detecting more than one life form aboard the Delta One.
Hey, Skipper, how about us getting out of here for a few minutes? I'm starting to feel like a cross between a pretzel and the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Relax, buddy.
Well, I wish we would have had enough thin core shielding to line the starboard locker. It's a lot bigger.
Sorry, buddy. What do you think Toddmaster would do if he detected more than one life form aboard?
Oh, please, don't tell me.
He'd probably kill Anne and blow the Delta One into the next galaxy.
Oh, Skip, I told you not to tell me.
Berkey, would you mind stepping in here, please?
Not at all, Master. Here I am, Master.
Where?
Right here in front of you.
Berkey, you've gone transparent again. Step back into the light a little bit. Thank you.
Sorry I disappeared like that.
That's all right, Berkey.
It wasn't my fault.
I didn't say it was.
You built me. I can't help it if I'm here today and gone tomorrow.
Berkey, if you don't pay attention, you're going to be gone tonight.
Oh, my.
How is Mrs. Nicholson?
Who?
Berkey, I'm warning you.
I put fresh bouquets of twilight blossoms around her bed, just as you ordered. She's sound asleep.
And by asleep, to say we end the heartache and the 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. Has Dr. Nicholson's replicate been programmed?
Yes, Master. It knows exactly what to ask her. And the Illusion Theater is ready for your inspection.
Ah, the Illusion Theater. The play certainly is the thing, eh, Berkey?
The play is the thing. Certainly. The thing certainly is. The certainly.
Oh, I knew he wouldn't get that one. Ratchet.
You called, Master?
Put Imagerina 4 on the screen.
Coming up.
Well, my dear Ratchet, you've certainly outdone yourself this time. If I didn't know better, I'd swear I was looking at old Cape Cod. Is that the Nicholson summer house there in the background?
Yes, Master.
Could you bring it in where it belongs, Ratchet? It doesn't look quite right sitting out there in the ocean.
Oh, sorry, Master. One of the hologram mirrors must have shifted.
Yes. Now let me see Dr. Nicholson's replicate. Oh. Richard, are you excited about seeing Anne?
Yes, Simon. I am excited.
Thank you, Richard. Ratchet, he doesn't seem all that thrilled. Can you pep him up a little?
I'll give it my best, Master.
I'll see that you do. And by the way, how is our replicate of Maura Cassidy's father coming along?
It will be ready for programming by morning.
Well, thank you, Ratchet. Keep up the good work.
Delta One has entered Leithy control, Master. ETA 5 minutes.
Very well. Prepare to guide Maura Cassidy down. Berkey, scan the ship and make certain she's alone.
Oh, yes, Master. Only one life form on board. Leithy control to Delta One. Retro to descent.
Mora orbits the Delta One into a descent vector above Leithy. John and Buddy hidden in a shielded storage locker to prevent detection by Leithy's life form scanners. Their safe arrival, the first stage of a plan to rescue Anne Nicholson from Leithy's mysterious mortician, Simon Toddmaster. An undertaking which will soon continue with a quiet dinner between Mora, Anne, and Toddmaster, and hopefully end with Toddmaster getting his just desserts.
Roger, Leithy Control. I'm on the pad.
Stay where you are, Dr. Cassidy. I'll be right over to pick you up.
Delta One, out. You two all right in there?
I keep telling you, Sheriff, this locker just ain't big enough for the both of us. We're fine, Mora.
I've already switched on the beep sender Carl concealed in Richard's metal, and I'll give it to Anne the minute I see her. Your micro receivers are on the console. One of them is tuned to Anne's beeper. The other one is tuned to my button transmitter.
Dr. Cassidy.
For God's sakes, don't lose track of us. Coming! Well, Simon, I see that you've managed to maintain your taste for exotic foods in spite of everything.
In spite of everything? What do you mean?
You know, 2 years in Jastrow prison and nearly 2 years here on Leith. Not exactly the kind of places that encourage the aesthetic sensibility.
No, but that's where you're wrong, Mora. Monotony, isolation, and darkness happen to be our greatest gifts, and I respect them because they eventually make one realize that we are truly alone in this highly overrated dimension we call life. And it's only by being alone that we can come to terms with our soul and our senses.
And is that all there is, ultimately? The soul and the senses?
Ultimately, yes. They know each other better than we can ever know ourselves. They complement each other perfectly, and they reassure each other in times of imbalance. Do you know the works of Oscar Wilde?
No, I don't.
You should familiarize yourself with them, Mora. There's a particularly beautiful passage in one of his novels, The Picture of Dorian Gray. Dorian is out in the garden drinking in the sweet perfume of the lilac blossoms, and Lord Henry walks to him and says, "You're quite right to do that, for nothing can cure the soul but the senses, just as nothing can cure the senses but the soul."
You've been very quiet this evening, Anne.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry. I'm very tired. Well, if you'll please excuse me, I want to spend some time in the chapel before I go to bed.
Don't forget Richard's medal, Anne.
What? Oh, yes, Richard's medal. Thank you for bringing it to me, Mora. Good night.
Good night. Good night. Sleep well.
I think I'll go to bed too, Simon. Oh.
Well, thank you for a marvelous evening. I'll see you in the morning.
Good night, Mora.
Good night.
Pleasant dreams.
Oh, pleasant dream, that lousy crypt keeper. Hold it down, buddy. Come on, let's get to the chapel. Lead on, Skipper. This corridor has more turns than a labyrinth. I don't remember where the chapel was. I do. It's right over there. Get back, Skipper. Someone's coming. It's Anne. Shut off the beeper. She'll hear him. Okay, let's... It's Todd Master.
Gentle voices calling
He was a little off-key, wasn't he?
Lovely, isn't it, Anne? The way the candlelight transforms the flowers into living shadows.
Oh, yes. Beautiful.
Richard is waiting.
Oh, Richard.
I'm not saying this place is cold, Skipper, but if I had any brass monkeys, this is the last place I'd keep them. Take it easy. Here comes Mora. Mara, over here.
Where's Anne?
She and Todd Master went into the chapel a half hour ago.
Half an hour ago? Well, come on. Ready?
Let's go. They're gone.
John, the beep scanner.
Over here. She's behind the wall.
Well, feel around for a lever or something.
Here, behind the tapestry. Hey, get this. A real-life secret panel.
Now, Anne, if you'll just sit here. That's right. Berkey, bring up the lights in the arena.
Yes, Master.
Richard.
Anne! Anne!
Damn you, Morrow. Damn you.
Get away from that console, Toddmaster.
Bertie, Ratchet, kill the intruder.
Get down, Skipper. Toddmaster? Buddy, take out the other two.
Master, help us. Help us, please help us.
John, blast the control panel!
Bertie, Ratchet, my children. You're killing my beautiful children.
Laura, what's happening?
I am the resurrectionist of Leith, master of the dead, master of the dead, master of the dead.
He's melting. Toddmaster is melting.
My God, they're all androids. Laura, where am I?
Let's get out of here. This place is gonna blow any minute.
For Ann Nicholson, a narrow escape from the machineries of deception and death. For Maura, John, and Buddy, another experience to be filed away under the heading of attempted immortality. And for the android Simon Toddmaster, the sudden, disquieting stillness that visits all things electric when the power fails and the lights go out. An artificial man with a synthetic mind, incapable of knowing creation's most perfect flesh and blood law. That death, like life, is its own master.
Well, how's Anne today, Maura?
Oh, fine, Commissioner. Dr. Rossiter says she'll be able to go back to Terra tomorrow. Is it true about Simon?
Yes, an ISA security squad found his body this morning. It was in a sealed crypt under the floor of the chapel. Spectrocyte poisoning. A laboratory accident a long time ago. Never told anyone.
How did you find out?
A diary in his casket. You should all read it sometime. He was an extraordinary man. He perfected image infusion for use as a holographic communicator. Nothing more. And because he knew he'd die before he'd finish it, he built a synthetic alter ego to carry on his work. Well, I've got a shuttle waiting. Goodbye for now, and again, congratulations on a job well done.
Thanks, Commissioner.
Goodbye, Commissioner.
We'll talk to you later, Maura.
I'll be here.
Library.
Ingrid? It's Dr. Cassidy. Will you please check and see if there's anything down there by Oscar Wilde? I'm interested in one of his novels, The Picture of Dorian Gray.
The Resurrectionists of Leith starred Chuck Olson, Linda Gary, Bruce Philip Miller, and Corey Burton, with guest stars Hans Conried, Susan Brown, George DiCenzo, Cliff Norton, Jack Lukes, Joseph Sicari, and Sally Smaller. Alien Worlds was created, produced, and directed by Lee Hansen. And so, until next time, this is Roger Dressler, inviting you to join us for another adventure on Alien Worlds.